I am Slick Nick, your personal keto bro. And just moments ago, seconds ago, I received a new comment on my most recently posted video, in real time at least. So I want to share this because I was already sort of thinking about this. I made a video that was called Body Recomposition, the ultimate fail of big arms, big chest, and shoulders, but big belly or stick legs. So how is this not something more people care about? I mean, I'm fascinated and perplexed by the fact that there are people who go to the gym 6 days a week like I do. They're there every day, lifting heavy weights, and yet they'll have a belly sticking out or their legs are just sticks. Why would anybody work hard and be okay with that? So for me, I care about the balance. I don't need to have huge arms and a huge chest. I just want everything to be consistent. And yes, that means losing belly fat. That's really what got me there to begin with, because I want everything to be balanced and look like it's uniform ultimately. So I say personally, if I had a huge upper, but then I had a belly or stick legs, then that would be the main reason I'd be at the gym. I'd be working out my legs super heavy, and I would be changing my diet to lose that belly. So I can't comprehend that people don't think that way too. Why bother, is what I wonder. So let's check out this video. And ultimately, the theme of this video is, I'm on a journey too. So that's what these videos are about as far as body recomposition. I've reached my initial goal, but every day I'm still continuing on this journey. So that's the ultimate theme of this video. But let me share this comment because I think this really spells it out in a good way. Mike 1063 had this to say, quote, "Thank you for posting your personal and realistic perspective on male fitness. I've struggled since I was a teen over the appearance of my body. Basically allowed others to affect how I felt about myself. I was and still am a hard gainer. Now that I'm in my 50s, by the way, I'm 40, the big belly is happening, but I've been able to control that with better eating habits and exercising that are right for me. I've been relearning how to see myself in a more healthy way. I'm no longer motivated to get the big chest and arms, which a lot of social media is pushing for guys, and instead pursue fitness in my mind, spirit, and body, and be content with what I have. Again, thank you," end quote. Yes, exactly. See, that's what this channel is all about. Red pill. Instead of focusing on what we cannot control, we focus on what we can control. And instead of worrying about what the outside world says we should be, we think, what can I change to truly be happy in here, aside from what anyone else says? And granted, maybe I just made myself a hypocrite because I'm like, how could you possibly be happy if you have a big shoulders and chest, but then you have a big belly and stick legs? Hey, if you're happy doing that, then keep doing that. And maybe I answer my own question. Maybe that's why guys at the gym are in that situation, because they're honestly happy. Maybe to them, all they really care about is having these huge bowling balls right up here. Maybe that's all they care about, and they just don't care about their stick legs, and they just don't care about the belly. You know, one of my sayings that I've said for a while on this channel, people find a way to do the thing that they really want to do. People find a way to do the thing they really want to do. As I have, I invite all of you to go back to my videos, January of 2020, April 2020, June 2020. Go back to the first half of 2020 and look at me in those videos. You're going to notice a physically different person. Now, granted, it took me several months to figure out how I'm going to do this. There was the learning curve involved, but eventually I figured it out, which meant on a daily basis, consume less than 2,000 calories a day, and ultimately make a goal of consuming a matching number of grams of complete protein as your ideal weight. So even now, my daily goal is 170 grams of complete protein. So the majority of my calories are going to be protein and fat. That's the majority. For me, even though I could negotiate some more carbs in there, I just don't really care about carbs. So I'd rather make up the difference in fat. And that's what I enjoy and it makes me happy and it feeds my brain. But ultimately, if you're consuming healthily between 1,500 and 1,900 calories a day, and you're getting a decent amount of protein, and you're doing some sort of exercise, try not losing weight. It's basically impossible to not lose weight unless you're just a huge guy. If you're like 7 feet tall, you know, that's different. But for a somewhat average sized guy like myself, keeping it under 2,000 calories a day, doing some kind of exercise, and aiming for, I'd say, a minimum of 100 grams of protein, minimum, just to keep you from losing muscle mass. That's really all it comes down to. I mean, it's that simple, but most people don't realize that. I know that, and it took me months after I started working out to realize that. But these videos, that's what we're here to celebrate and talk about. That, you know, there's people on YouTube that have an ideal body, and they're here to tell you how they got that body. And good for them. I watch some of them. Thomas DeLauer, he's one of my favorites. I love him. He's also keto. And that's awesome that he's reached his goals. For me, I only reached my initial goal, which was to cut the body fat and get into size 31 pants, which I'm at now. What's interesting is I'm starting to get into a territory where I'm going from size medium t-shirts to size small. I'm actually getting into that territory now. So we'll see, because I still have more belly fat to lose. And once I get there, we'll see where I'm at. If really I feel more comfortable in size small, because it's getting to where now size medium shirts are fitting the way size large shirts started fitting at the end of last year when I started losing the excess body fat, to where it just felt like I'm wearing a dress. So we'll see if I end up in a size small. That's not necessarily my goal. My goal is to lose my body fat percentage and make it a little bit lower. That's my goal. And in the process, also gain some muscle mass. But it's funny because, and I don't really get these comments, but imagine if someone was trying to troll me and they're like, wow, what's this guy doing talking about weight training and what to eat? He's too small. You know, he doesn't have any muscle. Who's he to say? Well, we're still looking at the before. Just like anyone can go back to early 2020 and see how I looked a lot different. Back then, I weighed 178 pounds. Now I'm 156, maybe a little bit lighter, and still working on losing that body fat. But that's why it's body recomposition, because it's that attempt to burn body fat while gaining muscle mass. That's what I'm in the process of doing. And it's not by coincidence, it's not good genes, it's the regimen that I described in this video. So, if you're along this journey with me, thanks for watching this video. I'm with you. We can look at all of these perfect models of what we're supposed to look like, but ultimately, what's your goal? You figure that out. And it's pretty encouraging when you're actually able to see progress, as I have. Your comments belong right here.